if you guys are new here, a Wumao is a paid internet troll that fights for the Chinese government.
Yes.
Sometimes unpaid. They could be Zigang Wumao, which means they're
volunteer.
Zigang means like volunteer.
Yeah, right? Volunteer Wumao.
Anyway, long story short, they
self-motivated.
Self-motivated. That's actually what it is. Yeah, self-motivated Wumao. So anyway, there's a thing that Wumao do is they'll use CCP talking points, Chinese government party talking points. Where do they stem from? They're always going to stem from the Chinese government, right? And the mouthpiece of the Chinese government, the big dog, the top dog, of course, Xi Jinping.
Yes.
Right? Now, Xi Jinping...
Oh, do we have that thing?
I do. I'll get it.
Just drag it out. We got to show it. You know, we do occasionally, if people contact us, we do occasionally get, if we trust people enough that they're not going to send us anthrax or something, we get things sent. And a brilliant subscriber actually made this, I think it's maybe injection molded, resin, 3D printed, whatever the case it is.
It looks like injection mold.
Maybe. It's hard to tell, but it's very cool. It's Xi Jinping eating honey out of a pot. So this is going to be now part of our office decor.
Did you read the actual pot?
It says oppression.
Instead of honey.
Yeah, he's eating oppression. He loves oppression.
So
anyway,
thank you.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool.
Anyway, the man himself, Xi Jinping, unfortunately put out something that's very worrying. I'm not the kind of guy that gets like worked up over this kind of stuff because I just know how many false flags China uses all the time and how much bullshit they throw out there to try to get people revved up. But I will say this. This is a bit worrying because of the language that was used. Originally, this came on our radar maybe a week or two ago, and we read it in Chinese. And I actually got a little bit of chills because the language used really reminded me of Putin's invasion. And I'll tell you why. Eventually, Global Times put out an English version of this, so we put it up here for you guys to read. But it says, Xi signs outlines that direct China's military operations other than war. And what this is it sets a framework for all of these military provisions and tasks for the military that are not related to war. And I'd like to read a couple of those.
Yeah, please do, because it is worrying.
It says, by carrying out these operations overseas, in some cases, these Chinese troops can prevent spillover effects of regional instabilities from affecting China to securing vital transport routes for strategic materials like oil or safeguard China's overseas investments. Projects and personnel, analysts said, noting that this is likely why Xinhua, which is state media, described the outlines as being capable of safeguarding China's national sovereignty, security, and development interests. If you start this article, you'll look at it and you'll say, oh, they want to do things. I'm going to quote, I'll translate here. Yeah. They want to prevent natural disasters. They want to send troops to stop people that are affected by earthquakes, floods. These things that happened in China recently, disaster relief and monetary aid in Chinese armed forces that can help them, and even help countries like Tonga. You know Tonga? Yeah. It's actually pronounced Tonga. Do you know that?
Tonga.
It really is.
How Tonga?
It's not. You don't say the G.
Okay.
But anyway, helping countries like Tonga, which was hit by volcanic eruption. And giving countries COVID-19 vaccines, right? So you would read that, and you might even stop there because it's so gosh darn boring. And you're like, okay, so they're just going to get the military in their downtime to go help stuff, help people out, humanitarian aid. Yeah. But again, what I read to you earlier is actually what this is about. It's about safeguarding China's national sovereignty and security and development interests. What does that actually translate to?
Well, when I heard the part about their international investments... Yeah. How many African countries and places around the world do they have, like, I don't know, mines or some kind of infrastructure or something?
Yes.
So this would kind of give them the excuse to go and put military troops on the ground in different countries around the world under the guise of protecting their investments.
Yes.
Right? Wouldn't that make sense?
Yes.
And when it comes to sovereignty, well, China thinks it owns everything, okay? So their idea of sovereignty is that they own, like, the whole of the South China Sea, they own Taiwan, they own parts of Siberia or whatever it is.
This scream Taiwan.
They own India.
Yes.
They own, you know what I mean?
The parts,
exactly. Yeah. So for them, so we're just going to... What are we doing?
It's special operations, guys.
We're attacking Taiwan. Yes. Why? It's just part of our non-war. It's our non-war military operations to look after sovereignty. Our sovereignty was threatened here. Right. You know, how about there's a plane flying in international waters in the South China Sea, or a boat in international. Let's blow it up because that's our sovereignty. It's not non-war.
Yeah.
got to watch out, this wording. And that's what Putin was saying about all the military
I just want to
operations, right?
I want to make it black and white. The important thing about this is that it's not that it's going to mean the invasion is happening. We know what's bullshit, by the way, this leaked audio thing you keep hearing about. Yeah. I'm not going to get down at you guys for sending it to me, but I've been constantly contacting people about how to verify this.
No one can verify it.
No one can verify it, and it's probably not true. It's probably not true. So if you've seen that elsewhere, I'm not dogging on YouTubers that did cover this.
No.
On alternative media sites.
And look, there's always a chance it's true too. Can't discount it. Can't discount it.
But listen to me. It's probably not true. It's probably not true. And so when you look at something like this is put out there
by the Chinese government.
But it's not to trick you. It's not to be like, oh, here's a diversionary tactic. It's to set up a legal framework internationally to do something at some point.
Yeah.
So when I say this doesn't mean Taiwan's going to get invaded tomorrow, I truly don't think it's possible to do that in the near future. But it does set up a legal framework internationally to set up expectations for something to happen.
Absolutely.
And trust me, we'll know if China's going to invade Taiwan. We'll see build up over satellites. You can't stage an invasion like that just like lickety split.
Sure.
We'll know it's happening. But it does kind of it's like dipping your toes in the water, and it's almost emulating what Russia did.
And it is emulating what Russia did, and it's giving justification for doing things.
Yeah.
Oh, it's written into our law. This is our sovereignty, and you know what? We're going to do it.
Yes.
So you just got to be mindful.
It's very important. It's very important. Definitely keep your eye on it for sure.
Yeah.
That's why we brought it up.
Yeah, and again, not saying, China's about to attack Taiwan or anything, but we all know that China has been threatening to attack Taiwan for decades. Yeah. It's like their biggest political thing they do all the time. And so you can never really lower your guard as far as this is concerned. Most of the time, you can just brush it off as being like hot air and bullshit. But this time, I got to be careful.
People are calling.